guys, come on in. I have no idea what's going on with my live these last couple of days. I don't know if it's YouTube or if it's me, but it is tripping. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Miss Vern, hey, how you doing? Priscilla, hey, how are you? See, we got a dime in the building. Hey. Y'all come on in. Don't forget as you come in, please click that like button if you don't mind. If you don't mind. Taking you guys on a little journey with me, really quick. Well, not quickly, but because I got a ways to go. But taking you guys with me on this journey, and I just wanted to have some conversation on some things that. So hey, how you doing? How are you? There are some things that I think we need to have conversations about. Again, for those who forgot, I do this YouTube thing, but I am a clinical person first, so the clinical always takes precedence over everything else. And I just want to talk to my people for a minute. I just want to have a conversation with y'all for a while because let's just talk. For the other people that just came in, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Please hit that like button on your way in if you don't mind. If you don't mind. I am currently on my way home. I told you guys that I have a youth organization, and we have an annual trunk or treat for the kids in the local and surrounding community. So today is no exception. So I'm going back home so that we can do our trunk or treat. This is a drive-through trunk or treat. So the kids will stay in the cars with their parents or whatever, and we will be bringing the treats to their cars so that there will be little interaction or contact to try to keep everybody safe. So that's what I'm on the way to go and take care of now. So I got a little driving to do. But anyway, like I said, it starts with the community. All this other stuff is good. It's good to talk about, but it starts with the community. So, yeah, Priscilla, we're teamed up with my church too. We actually do it we have a field that our church owns, and we use the field beside the church to get everything done, and it's fun. You know, we dress up every year. This year, I'm not really feeling all the dressing up and all that stuff, so I got a little something to, get my Minnie Mouse on, but that's not gonna be anything deep this year, but it's always a good thing to see the baby smile. So getting on to doing you. I tried to do the live a few seconds ago, maybe 2 minutes ago. Let me change that. And the live just would not go through. So the title of this is Do You, but the full title is Do You. Don't allow other people to put restrictions on your life. And I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing a lot of that. And I'm thinking that people have got so used to and at the point to where they're almost conditioned to think that they can tell people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, what they need to do. And these are some things that I haven't seen before. I mean, when I was in school, when I'm at work, my boss will tell me what to do. I am Pico. My boss will tell me what to do. When I was in class, my teacher would what to do. But now it's like, as an adult, when I see other adults doing it, they have no connection to other people. And even if there is a connection, just watching people think that they have, to me, it's a sense of entitlement. For you to believe that you have the authority to place restrictions on what other people do, on what other people say, well, dang, on what other people say. It's just mind-boggling to me. It's really mind-boggling to me. I hope they get wherever it is that they are going. It's God. It's mind-boggling to me, and I find myself having to touch on this a lot because I really want people to understand that you have complete control of your life. You have control over what you do, over what you say, over how you do it, over when you do it. You have control. You have control over that. You do. And at the end of the day, whether it be your spouse, whether it be a friend, family, coworker, like whatever the case may be, you have to stand up for yourself and let people know that you're not one that can be run over. You're not one that can be easily manipulated. You're not one that is going to let someone else's issues or whatever be your issues and take those on and allow people to dictate what you do in your life. As adults, that's not what this adult life is about. That's not what this adult life is about. It's not. When people are in relationships, let's talk about like romantic relationships. You may submit on something, but still at the end of the day, you draw a line, hopefully, where you say, I'm not going to allow you to control me. We can have a meeting of the minds and we can meet in a specific place. We can find that happy medium, but at the end of the day, if whatever relationship you're in, if it is a real relationship, then the two of you hopefully are equally balanced. And if you're equally balanced, then that means that no one feels like they can come at you a certain type of way. There you go, Pico. Compromise, compromise. There has to be a balance there. So I can't come at you thinking that I can control you, and you can't come to me thinking that you can control me. This has to be an even playing field. what I'm seeing and what I have even encountered on some occasions is people feeling like they have control over you. We see it a lot in these streets, more so in real life. We see it more in the streets than we do in real life. And the thing is, if you have something that you are doing or that you want to do, something that you're aspiring to do, and if the people that you surround yourself with, or you may not even surround yourself with them at all, but people that you associate with, if they can't get with what you're doing, and it's all for personal reasons, not because they're looking out for your best interest, but for personal reasons, then you have to make a decision to do you. You have to make a decision to do you. In spite of. Now, they can either come along for the ride or y'all can respectfully agree to disagree, but either way, you have to continue to do you. What's going on, Pap? You have to continue to do you. Regardless of what's going on, whether they call you real, whether they call you fake, whether they say they're side-eyeing you, whether or not they're saying you're questionable, whether or not they are whatever it is, you have to do you. Do you. You hear that, pal? Do you. We can't sit around all day concerned about what other people think about us. We can't sit around all day being concerned about who's going to get mad or that one's going to get mad, whether or not they're going to stop talking to us, whether or not, we're not going to hear from them anymore. We can't worry about that. Because at the end of the day, if they're trying to handle you like that, then they're for darn sure not worried about it. So as a people, we have to continue to do us. We have to do what we feel we have been put here to do. With the understanding that everybody isn't going to like what we do. Everybody isn't going to understand what you do. Everybody is not meant to understand what you do. But if you feel like you have a calling to do a certain thing, internet be tripping. If you have a calling to do a certain thing and people don't understand that calling, or they're saying one thing over here and then going somewhere else and they're saying something else, I'm not even in the woods. Well, I guess I am. Then eventually, things will work themselves out. But if not, you still have to continue to do you. You have to do you. You can't let other people stifle your growth. You can't allow other people to turn you into someone that you're not. You can't allow other people to dictate what you do in your life if it does not jive with your beliefs, if it doesn't jive with your moral fortitude, if it does not jive with what you feel your calling is. Some things you have to let go and just continue to do you. And just say bump. doesn't like it. If they don't like it, oh well. That sucks for them. It's not you that's missing out. It's them that's missing out. If they choose to go on another way, then that's on them. But you can't allow people to come at you any kind of way because you're not doing what they want you to do. You can't allow people to talk to you any kind of way because you're not doing what they want you to do. You can't allow people to constantly question your integrity because you're not doing things the way that they want you to do. If it's at that point, if people feel the need to constantly question you, then these are people that you don't need to be dealing with in the first place. If you're dealing with somebody and you feel like you have to constantly question them, or you're allowing them to throw daggers and you're just brushing it off, then that's something that you have to question yourself about. Like, why am I still in this? Why am I allowing someone to have any type of power or control over me? Is there anybody that deserves that power? Is there anybody that deserves that type of energy? Is there anybody that walks the face of this earth that is that deserving? I don't think so. Maybe y'all know some people that are already that. I don't think so. I've had a lot of situations where, people told me I should do this, I should do that. Don't go over here, don't go over there, don't do this. And I listen, I always listen. I always listen. I listen, number one, the first thing I want to see if whatever you're saying, whatever your intentions are, I want to see and I want to make sure they are genuine. I want to make sure that if it's something pertaining to me, that it's in my best interest, that you are truly looking out for my best interest. And I'm also looking at the actions of the people that say these things to me. I look at everything. If it's worth me following up on, then I follow up on it. If I don't feel like it's worth me following up on, then I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm just telling y'all what I do. I'm not saying you have to follow what I do, but this is just how I work out situations to see if I'm doing things decent and in order. This is just how I work out things. Just me. I know a lot of people talk about independent thinking, and we've been on this conversation like on and off for a while. And I know a lot of people say that they support independent thinking. I know a lot of people say they want you to be an independent thinker, that they're independent thinkers. But we have to look at, which we did the other day, but I mean, we have to delve in this a little bit deeper. Understanding that if you are an independent thinker, if you support people being an independent thinker, and I'm thinking independently that if you associate with people, whether it's your subscribers, whether it's your friends, your family, like whatever, if you associate with people and you can't respect their beliefs or their thoughts, even if you don't agree with them, then I can only assume that you are not an independent thinker and you definitely don't support independent thinking. It sounds good. Doesn't require a degree at all. You're right. It sounds good. It sounds good. But the words have to match the action. The words have to match the action. They have to. I'm not going to sit there and go after people who haven't done something to me personally. And even if they do something to me personally, I say what I have to say and I move on. I'm not. I'm not down with beef. If we are cool and somebody does something to somebody that I'm cool with, my family, y'all know definitely my family, um, friends or whatever, then we can talk about the situation and look at it from all angles. But I'm not going to go after somebody or turn my back on somebody because of a situation with someone else. Now, I will definitely look at them if I see that they did something to you, and it doesn't even have to be somebody that I'm cool with. If I see that they did something to somebody and it's out of order, yeah, I'm looking. I'm peeping game. But I would do that anyway because that's what you do as an independent thinker. You try to look at things from all angles. So maybe you can see this person's side, maybe you can see why this happened, maybe you can see how that happened. But in doing that, I feel like it helps you be a bit more unbiased in a situation because you're not just looking at something that one person told you, something that one person said they witnessed and maybe you didn't witness. If we are to be and remain independent thinkers, independent thinkers allow other people to think independently as well. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You allow other people to think independently as well. And it's not a matchup. It's not a matchup about who knows the most. It's not a matchup about who can talk the loudest. It's not a matchup about who is more boisterous whenever they say something. No. Whenever you are an independent thinker, then you should feel comfortable. You should feel good about being able to come to a meeting of the mind and explore things with people. And when you explore things with people, when you explore things with people, then you walk through things. You talk through things. See what makes sense. See what doesn't make sense. See what sounds like a bunch of bouffalas, if that makes sense. I am on the interstate and I am going to continue buffering through this little area. So when my phone buffers, just give it a little second and I'll be back on. Um, But as an independent thinker, you have to allow people to be who they are. You have to allow people to be who they are. If I call myself an independent thinker, which I do feel like I'm an independent thinker, some may disagree. I don't know. I have to call it what I do as I see it. If I'm an independent thinker and something happens, or somebody tells me something, or I see something, I'm not going to go and jump to conclusions on anything. I got to sit and I got to look and see how I need to approach this thing. If someone tells me that somebody did something and I didn't see it for myself, one thing if I see it for myself, if it's something happens and I didn't see it for myself and somebody comes back and says, blah, 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 whatever, as an independent thinker, I'm not just going to go off something that somebody told me. As a matter of fact, unless it's something that's just so important and like it has to be something like that's going to affect me and whoever and anybody else all the way around, I probably won't even bring it to you. I probably won't even bring it to you because I want to go and look at it myself. I want to go and look at it myself so that I can measure this situation. I want to be able to do my own evaluation and see what I get out of it. Not taken away from the people that may have come to me with it. But I'm going to make sure that whatever information that I have, how you doing, Chris? Whatever information that I have is correct and not merely based on assumptions or somebody's personal opinion. That's just what I do, you know. I don't know what you guys do as independent thinkers, you know. That my mom always told me that the dog that would bring a bone would definitely carry one. So for that this thing gonna buffer forever. It's been reconnecting forever. Yo, that was serious. That thing went to heaven and back with that reconnection. Jesus. I was still able to read the comments, and Pico, I agree. That's why I don't do the team things either. And I know people got upset with that. I mean, people got upset with a lot of stuff, I have to say. I mean, it is what it is. Because I refuse to conform. I conform to the things that I believe in. I conform to the things that I believe are decent and in order. The reason why I don't do the team thing is because I understand how things go. And I'm sure at this point you guys understand how things go too. Today, people are cool with you, they laughing with you, you kiki and kakan, and the next day, somebody may say something, somebody may say, "Ooh, go look at this." Somebody may give their own interpretation of something, and the next thing you know, these same people, they don't have anything for it. I understand that. That's why I stay away from the team or the herd mentality. I stay away from that. Staying away from that helps to keep you from getting into things too deep and allowing you to get your feelings hurt whenever it happens, because it's almost expected. You don't know when somebody's going to come for you, but at the end of the day, you know it's coming. So that's why I stay away from that. As a person in these black tube streets, I come and I try to help educate and sometimes entertain my people. And for those of you who are familiar with me, you know I go and I visit everyone. I visit everyone's channel, like I said before, unless I'm told that I am not welcome or I absolutely know that I'm not welcome, I will stay away. If I feel like I am welcome to your channel, I drop by everyone's channel. If I can bless them with a little bit, then I'll bless them with a little bit. That's just how I choose to do things. Whenever it comes to this channel, I know a lot of people say don't come to my channel, don't come here if you do this, or don't come here if you do that. That's not me. That's not me. I welcome everyone on my channel. The only thing that I request on my channel is respect. Respect for the viewers that are on the channel, respect for the subscribers that are on the channel, and respect for me. I just don't tolerate disrespect on my channel. Other than that, I'm not going to go after somebody or not deal with somebody or slight somebody or do. I don't like to feel I'm restricted from speaking this thing. Papoose, it's true. And I know it. I've seen a couple of your videos where I know you felt that way. But that's what I'm saying. Don't let anybody restrict you. Don't let anybody. You say what the flip you want to say. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Like, if I don't deal with you, then nobody can force me to deal with you. If I deal with you, nobody can stop me from dealing with you. If you have your issues, and those are your issues, they're not mine. And that's why I say on these YouTube streets, this stuff, like, it's so rampant in these streets. Like, people want to be able to tell you how to do what you do. They're not putting in on it. Nobody's helping to pay your electric bill, from using your electricity to do these lives. Nobody's paying your phone bill. What in the world? What in the world? Nobody's paying your cell phone bill. Nobody's paying your internet bill. Like, and even if they did, that's a choice that they made. But it doesn't give them a right unless they are a partner in a business with you. It doesn't give anybody the right to restrict you. No. What the? Sorry, y'all. My phone was ringing. But it doesn't. It doesn't give them the right. It doesn't give them the right. And I'm at the point where I'm tired. I'm tired. Y'all. Y'all know the doc on YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say. The doc off or outside of YouTube, I put you in your place real quick and move on about my business. Don't have no issues with you, nothing like that. I'm just gonna keep it moving. On here, you have to do things a certain way. You have to do things a certain way. But even in doing things a certain way, you still have to have control over your mess. I'm talking about your channel, your business, whatever it is. If you're a subscriber, your conversations, your comments, you got to have control over your stuff and not let people dictate what you need to be doing with your own life. I'm just saying. I'm like so over that. I am so over that. I spoke on this briefly the other day, but I want to make something abundantly clear. Because I tell people don't send me messages with BS in it, but every now and again I have a couple that send me some messages and got some buffale in it. At some point this week, there was, I'm not going to say a blogger, it was Trent, it was Opinionated News. He played some type of video that was showing something. I didn't see the video, but I was confronted about the video, and I received messages about the video. If you feel a certain way about him and him playing whatever he plays, then you're entitled to feel how you feel. But that has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all to do with me. Like I said, unless somebody does something to me personally, I'm not sitting there trying to create beef with people. That's just not what I do. That's not what I do. I have seen people associate themselves with other folks that, I didn't necessarily care too much for, or that I didn't fool with, or whatever. But I don't judge, and I never have judged any of those people for with whoever they associate with. If that makes sense. If anybody, I have several bloggers that come on my page or I even go on their page, and I know that everybody on that page don't rock with me, or I know everybody, whatever blogger comes in, that what in the world? And I just feel that that's the way that it's supposed to be. But whatever beliefs that you have, you can't force me to have those same beliefs. You can't get upset with me or with anybody else who doesn't have those same beliefs. We're all grown. We can agree to disagree, and there's a way that we can handle situations respectfully. But all the messaging and all that stuff, I promise you, if y'all hadn't learned anything from me now, you come at me with the negative messages, and I feel like it's some bouffalet. You already know what it is, because I am an independent thinker. I cannot like really be feeling somebody like that, but if I feel like they bring content that people can learn from, then I can watch. Now, if you coming with foolishness, I'm gonna go about my business. But anything else, and that's what I'm saying, Pap, you still on here? Do you? Any other bloggers that are on here, any subscribers that are on here, do you? Do you? Stop letting people put restrictions on you. Stop letting people put restrictions on you. Because one thing I've learned, not just in YouTube, but in life, the people that try to put restrictions on you, they don't follow their own restrictions. The people that expect or have these high expectations for you, they usually don't set those same expectations for themselves. That's usually how it works. Independent thinkers should be able to respectfully agree or disagree and keep it pushing without one trying to force any ideas on the other. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. I had people telling me, why you got Miss Denise on your page? Why did? Because I want to have her on here, and I go to her page as well. I was on there yesterday, popping and locking, and because it's my prerogative. Period. And I don't even owe you that much of an explanation. It is what it is. It is what it mother flipping is. So I mean that's my thing. If I sit there or if you sit there and do the things that people want you to do, then you're gonna be sitting there by yourself. You and that person are those people that want you to do things the way that they want you to do it. You done let somebody else quarantine you. You quarantine from everybody else. I'm just saying. You don't want to be quarantined because of corona. You gonna be quarantined off of what somebody said because they don't like somebody? Or don't like what somebody did? Nah, I wasn't gonna say it. That's why I said the team mentality, it has to go. It has to go. This when these guys had this fallout, this big fallout, You didn't see me taking sides with anybody. I still dealt with every single one of them the same way that I dealt with them from the beginning. Even with stuff that had been said about me before in the past. For me, it's not that serious unless you're trying to hurt me. It's not that serious. So I keep it pushing. I keep it pushing. If something is funny, during it, I laugh. Chuckle, 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 I laugh. If something's not funny, I'm a boy, stop. But that's the thing. Somebody's gonna always do something that we don't like, and we have the right to comment on it. We got the right to comment on it, especially if it's something involving us, involving you. You know, you got that right. But I don't have the right to go and tell Priscilla who she can deal with, and tell Pat who she can deal with, and tell this person who they can deal with. I don't have that right. Who the flip am I? My name ain't Jesus. Yeah, I said ain't Jesus. My name is not Jesus. Some of y'all may get that, some of you might not. that's just that's just what it is, and that's why I said something the other day about even making sure, like down to the mods, if you have a personal issue with somebody, don't take that out on the people that may come on this channel, because your issue is not my issue. And if I do too, I laugh. I ain't lying. Shoot, I be laughing at you, cause you are funny. But it's like people, I don't know. It's like you'll have a good thing going and you're feeling good, and you know you got the subscribers and even non-subscribers. You got people feeling good, and it's like people don't realize. Again, like I said last night, they don't realize that they're being used. They're being used to do a work. They're being used to disrupt the positive thing. You got to realize, man, listen, do you, do you, do you. And just understand that doing you is going to a lot of side eyes. Their eyes will get tired. They'll eventually turn the other way. It's going to come with a lot of side eyes. It's going to come with a lot of shots. It's going to come with a lot. It's going to come with a lot. Because you're not conforming to what other people want you to conform to. But if you are an independent or a free thinker and you decide to start conforming, then that means that you're not being who you really are. Now you're acting like a chameleon, trying to fit in. This isn't about fitting in anywhere. It's not about fitting in. The question is, who are you that I would need to try to fit in with you? Shoot. I feel like if anything, you might need to try to conform a little bit. Why I gotta go and conform? You know, I'm just saying. get this thing together. We got to get this thing together. Definitely got to get it together. Got to get it together, and we got to be more careful. We got to be more careful with how we conduct business, because this is a business. So, with that part being said, if somebody happens to come on this channel and you don't like them, then take that up with Jesus. Hallelujah. Don't bring that mess to me. Don't bring that mess to me. Don't call me with no boufale today. Don't bring that mess to me, because I'm good over here. I'm good. I promise. I told you I got enough going on in my own life. I don't need no extra. I don't need no extra. I don't need any extra. I don't. No benefit package. None. It's kind of some of the messages that I get, and people are like, "Oh, well, watch out for this one and watch out for that one," and don't listen to them because they were doing blah blah blah. And I'm looking. But if I keep it G, let me keep it G for a minute. If I keep it G, it's like some of the same people that folks are trying to warn me about, like I'm slow, or trying to tell me they did this or they did that, or trying to, these people that I'm being contacted about. I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute. You used to be a part of that. It wasn't that long ago. Why aren't you doing? Never mind. Don't even worry about it. Didn't you? I digress. See, these are my thoughts. That's why I say I have to run things through my mind. I have to run those things. I have to do a full evaluation. I got to analyze that whole thing, because I need to understand what your motives are when you're bringing this to me, and you're so engulfed in it and you're so passionate about it, because folks are telling me stuff about these people, but then I got people telling me stuff about the people that's telling me stuff about other people. Like, don't fool with them. Don't. And I'm sitting again. You know you're not gonna tell me who to fool with, but this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Now I had one situation, and it wasn't the kind of messages. Anyway, now that one did make me do a side eye, and I'm like, get into the ins and outs of it because that's not important. But my question is, why would you come at me with this stuff? Because surely, if someone says that you did something and I give you the benefit, anybody, of the doubt, and we talk and it's like, yeah, because if somebody says such and such, like, I know you well enough or you know me well enough to blah, 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 it goes back to those expectations. It goes back to those expectations because people expect you to do things that they are not willing to do. Now to say I didn't get upset, but I did do a double take. I did a double take because I was told to clear my name, and I'm like, who the flip am I clearing my name for? Just clear your name. Because somebody was on my channel. That's what got me. That's what got me. Just clear your name. I had no other response after that. No other response. Just clear your name. Now, shout out to the messy people that wanted to get some stuff stirred up with that, and who are extra concerned about who comes on my channel, who I decide to do something for on my channel. Shout out to you. But I'm going to ask all of y'all. This ain't even Dr. Rogers. This Sherelle right here. Who the flip are any of y'all that I have to clear my name because I let somebody come on my channel? So let me be clear on this. I'm going to be real clear because I don't want my words to be misconstrued. I don't want my actions to be misconstrued. If somebody wants to come on my channel and they're being respectful, especially somebody that I don't have issues with, I don't care what anybody thinks about them coming on my channel. Now, you got that from me. If you feel the need to go in and message people and go in and tell, ooh, Dr. Rogers got such and such on her channel. Listen. I am too old for that. I am too old for that. So if the person comes on the channel and you don't like when they're on there and it burns your spirit that much, get off. That's it. Get off. If it gets you to the place where you feel like you need to unsubscribe, then do whatever your heart tells you to do. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because I've never been anybody's puppet. And I never will be. And I'm hoping that the people that are watching this, you won't allow anyone to try to play puppeteer or puppet master with you, because that's not the way to go. It's not. People are crazy. That's why I say you have to do you. You have to do you. You can't be concerned. You can't let what other people do stop you from doing what you feel you are called to do. You can't. Every week I'm going to be doing that same thing where I come on here and we're going to have a networking event for all bloggers with small channels, all aspiring bloggers. I'm going to do that every week. Now I'm going to have to get real bold on this one. Y'all might not like it. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. If opinionated news comes, when I say drop your channel in the chat, when I say drop your channel in the chat, whether it's opinionated news, whether it's, darn, I can't even think of the block name, K Baby, Pep, it doesn't matter who it is. If I ask you to drop your name in the chat so that we can do some networking and we can help other people get views that are trying to bring up their channel, and you don't like because I call their names and try to help them out, I could give two flips. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. And if you think you can control me on that, then you clearly do not know me. And I stand on that. I stand on that. I see how things work on the street. And anybody that's on my channel, whenever people come on this channel, especially other bloggers, I try to recognize, I don't try, I do. I recognize the bloggers that come on this channel. And along with that, depending on what's going on, y'all have seen me shout out other bloggers and tell people to go and subscribe to their pages. Now, I'm going to jump out here and I'm going to ask y'all, how many people do y'all see doing that? I'm not saying some don't do it, but how many people do you see doing that? I don't do it because I'm part of a, ooh, shoot. I don't do that because I'm part of a team. I do it because I like to see my people build. I like to see my people grow. I'm not going to go and do something that try to stifle somebody else's growth. That's not what I do. That's just not what I do. And I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. I'm not going to compromise who I am for YouTube. So when that day comes, next week, and we do this again, if you are going to be hurt because of some of the people who dropped their names in the chat for networking, then just stay away from that video. And that'll help everybody avoid the heartburn. That's it. Most of the stuff that is happening on here is due to a bunch of messiness and a bunch of messy people who don't want to see other people excel. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've also seen, right, Priscilla, that's what it boils down to. If you don't want to subscribe to them, then don't. Whoever it is, if you don't want to subscribe to them, then don't. The object of it is I'm using something that I saw being done on bigger channels with people that don't look like us. And what I saw was a very, very smart method in building your subscriber base. I said, this is freaking genius. But of course, somebody's going to have to find something wrong with it. Somebody always finds something wrong with it. And they're going to have to keep finding something wrong with it because I'm going to keep doing it. And if for darn sure it's not benefiting me, I didn't throw my name in that group. I didn't go and put my link up there in that group. But people truly got some more subscribers off that networking. Now, operating in the business world, you understand that you got to put your personal feelings aside and get the job done. You got to put those personal feelings aside. It has nothing to do with business. Your personal feelings don't have nothing to do with business. And if they do, then you selling yourself short. You're cutting off your own blessings. You are cutting off your nose to spite your face. Just saying. And that's why I say when I look at all this stuff, you have to do you. Because if you let other people guide you, and if they are specifically guided by emotions, then they're going to want you to be led by those same emotions. And you're going to end up missing out. You're going to end up missing out. Exactly. I know I have to deal with a lot of people that, yeah, yeah. And it's not that you're being fake, you're being professional. Darn it. There's a difference. Ooh, Pico, you just said a word. You just said a word. True story. True story. True story. I can tell you, I give out, just to give an example, I give out just as much information on here as I do if I'm doing a workshop. But I have to put it out in a certain way because I know everybody, like, this is not what people come on YouTube for unless you have a specific audience. or you're dealing with a specific niche. Now, if I'm doing a workshop and people are paying for it, they're all ears. They are all ears. You giving out some information and it's free, you got some that's going to take advantage of the situation. But then you got others, again, yeah, they don't want to hear that unless it's coming from over there. Because it don't make sense when you saying it. It got to come from over there. Got to. And that's okay. But again, when you allow your emotions and whatever personal feelings that you have to just have you missing out on your blessings, whatever those blessings may be, then you have to hold yourself accountable for that. You got to hold yourself accountable for that. Because that is nobody's fault but yours. Don't blame the person that told you to do it. Don't blame them. You made your own decision. You made your own decision. So again, this is why I told you guys, and I tried to reiterate over and over again, that that's why I backed away from all of this case stuff and commenting on that kind of stuff. Every now and again, if there's something I can try to explain that's not dealing directly with it, I may say something, but these are the reasons that I backed away. I don't knock anybody else that's talking about it because I'm watching. I'm either watching on the porch or I'm watching in the bushes, but I'm watching. Recently in the bushes, but I'm watching. And I appreciate the input and I appreciate the information that everybody puts out because I think it's needed, especially when it's positive. But as for me in my house, I came to the place last year, actually. And then I tried it again, and I came back to the place early this year. Like, again, this is not worth my peace. And I'm not talking about the overall fight. I'm talking about the YouTube fight. It is not worth my peace. And I can't stand around, sit around, lay down, fly around, whatever it is. I can't honestly sit there and allow people to tell me what I need to be doing and how I need to be doing it with certain things. You have your way of doing things, I have my way of doing things. And at the end of the day, if you're not really trying to look at stuff for what it is so that you'll understand why things are being done a certain way, I'm not going to sit here and keep explaining it over and over again, so I backed away. Fact. I packed up my bag just like the little man on Color Purple. Oh, time to go. I packed up. And that's why a lot of other people packed up. I packed up. Because it's not worth it. Y'all see it? You got to fuss with people over something that you know, not even fuss. Keep explaining to people over something that you, like, you know for a fact that this is what it is. And you got to keep explaining to people because they're going off something that somebody else said. And don't nobody have time for that. Don't nobody have time for that. It's some of these same behaviors right now. And that's all I'm going to say. Y'all can finish it. Y'all can finish it. I got tired of the YouTube judges trying to decide who were real supporters versus who were the fake ones? Who gave you that job? How much are people getting paid for it? Because a lot of people got that job. How much does that job pay? I'm just asking. I might need a part-time. There's a lot of questionable stuff that goes on out here in these streets. I mean, it's all over the place. So that's why I'm asking who designated people to be the ones to determine who is like the real McCoy versus who's not. I got so tired. I got so tired of hearing that. Like, if you support something, then worry about what you support. That's real simple. It's real simple. Priscilla, is as far as the stuff being put out there, the only thing I'm gonna say with that is I have noticed that the ones that put that stuff out there, they're not familiar. They're not familiar with what these things actually are, and I can tell from the way that the stuff is put out there. So I can't even I can't get mad about it. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's how these streets are made, and that's why I said I had to go and do a lot of re-examining, and I'm doing stuff slowly, but I'm slowly easing into, I'm gonna say, another realm. Um, with how I do things, because I just can't get with folks trying to tell me what to do, and you ain't my boss. You ain't my mama. I'm just saying. I can't get down with that. Yeah, I ain't feeling that. I ain't with that. You tripping. Like, for real. Where they do that at? I'm just saying. So it's like it's just a lot, you know. You got people coming after my sorority, like you up in there. You gonna tell me what my sorority stand like? It's just you know. If you don't go sit your tail down somewhere with all that bull, with all that bull, you know, it's just a lot. It's a lot, and there are some people that actually appreciate, you know, people's efforts when they try to give out, oh, let me use this word, real information. So, you know, I'm going to give the information to the people that want it. Anybody else, you know, if they want to think that everything is fake, hey, if they like it, I love it. If they like it, I love it. But please help me pay back my student loans because they for darn sure are not fake. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all. And we're going to leave that one there. That's all I'm saying. So but that's just the way that things go. Everything on here, um, people see certain individuals do stuff because they come and they're direct with it, so you know. Right, Pap. Right. NCIC's like a mug, for real. Um, the thing, I don't know. Present, South Cat. I am passing through your area right now. I'm coming through the metro right now. um, but yeah, it gets old. It gets old. I'm sitting up here, I'm looking at Pat because I be laughing at her, and I told her one time, I said, yeah, I knew what you had going on when you start talking about that TST, because only certain people know what that TST is. You heard me? And I got so tickled. I got so tickled. So when I would hear people say certain things, I'm like, you don't know. You don't know. Yeah. But folks listen to other folks and they run with stuff like that's just how this stuff works on here, and that's why I say you got to do you. Because if you leave it up to these folks, if you leave it up to these folks that know everything about everything, then you would just be stuck here doing nothing. You'll be doing the same thing that you was doing 10 years ago, whatever that was. That's where you're going to be stuck at. That's where you are going to be stuck at. Because these folks, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them just don't want to see you. They don't want to see you grow. They don't. They just don't. That's what it is. That's what it is. Priscilla, if I could put that on my thing, I'm not on StreamYard, I put it up there. But yes. Pap is funny. She is funny. But y'all, we gotta get away. We gotta get away from this. And I'm sitting. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm like, did you? But what I was saying is, like, you see, like, the certain people, like, they're blatant, they're direct when they're coming after people. But there are other people that come after you, and they're a bit more subtle. Um, they're a bit more subtle with it. So, but a lot of folks, it flies over people's heads, um, unless they're really in tune with what's going on. But people can be. A lot of people are treacherous in these streets. We got some cold people in these streets. Um, when I first started my channel, and for some reason, some people think I'm new to this, but no, I done been here for a minute. Yeah, I done been here for a minute. When I first came out, I told my story about abuse, and I'm not gonna say the words because I have to make sure my stuff is monetized. I ain't on this little BS where people just say whatever and they don't care about whether or not this stuff is monetized because this is a business. So I'm gonna handle this accordingly. Um, but I talked about some stuff that happened to me when I was young over several years. Um, and to this day, I still see people throwing shots and little slights at that stuff. To this day, to this day, I didn't direct it. I didn't like comment on it directly because I'm like, at the end of the day, there's nothing that you can tell me about my experience if you haven't lived my experience. But you see it. You see it. And that, like I said yesterday when I was talking about the stuff with Tasha K and Jaguar and Wendy Williams and all that stuff, that's why I said I don't speak on alleged victims, people who have been proven to be actual victims, like whatever. That's why I don't speak on that. That's why I don't speak on that. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it again. It doesn't matter if somebody remembers something that somebody said 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. That has nothing to do with anybody remembering dates of traumatic experiences that happened to them. A traumatic experience is just that, it's a traumatic experience. But again, if you haven't been down that road, if that hasn't been your walk, I think that's real foul to be coming after people when it comes to stuff like that, because you don't know the story. Me personally, and I don't know if this Jaguar woman is telling the truth about anything, but I can tell you that I had that stuff happen to me over several years, and I can't give you one date. I can give you an age range. I can't give you one date. Now call me a liar. But these are the streets that we live in. These are the streets that we live in. If you work with these people and you've seen them relive their stories, a lot of these people, they don't even get the diagnosis, but a lot of them have PTSD. And then when you have to go, and this has nothing to do with any case, I'm talking about the people that I've seen, the people that I've had to work with. I'm talking about myself. No, no, no. But the thing that it shows me, even though I am a forgiving person, I continue to forgive, that kind of stuff shows me exactly how much respect people have for you. When they take something, just like everybody was so upset when I was upset about my brother, see, this is no different. This is no different. It's no different. We got all these experts out here in these fields, and they never worked a day of it a day in their lives. But everybody's an expert. That's why I was making the conversation. You were making the comments about Tasha K with what she was saying. Now, the reality of this is, if we're going to be real, because people say just because something happened to you, that doesn't mean that everybody else is telling the truth, then let's keep this one real. Just because you think these alleged people are lying, that doesn't mean that everybody says something, that everybody who says something happened to them, that doesn't mean that they're lying. See, that works both ways. That works both ways. Yeah. But it's a bit disheartening, especially when I hear this coming from female. Like I said, I'll probably lose some of y'all on this, and it's okay. It's okay. Somebody went and touched you one time, you have your experience. Only you know that experience. You can't tell a person that's been touched for years what her experience should be. Or if it's a guy, what his experience should be. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. Some of y'all may catch it, some of you may not. But there was this boy, and he was allegedly touched, had some things happen to him, and those things were done by his sister, allegedly, possibly some other family members. This little boy grew up, and because of the things that he has been or had been exposed to, when he grew up, he became very promiscuous. I know they like to use that word for women, but it's all the same, male or female. He became very promiscuous, and he liked doing certain things because of things that he had been exposed to. This young man, this boy, never went and spoke to anybody about what happened to him. He never spoke to anybody about it. This young man grew up to be a successful, very successful, and loved man. Loved by millions. Loved by millions. Now, see, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. This young boy that had been through this for years, even when he told his story as a grown man, guess what? He could not give the date. Because your mind and God has a way of protecting you. Because you're a child. Children are innocent. Yeah. Now, like I said, this man is now loved, cherished, for some worshiped by millions all over the world. You got me? Now, if this man came out today in these streets that we in right now, and the thinking that people have in these streets, then you know what? I guess he would be a liar too. Right? I mean, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. The same one that everybody's supporting, he would be a liar too. Because I'm pretty sure he can't tell you exactly what day, time, hour, second that stuff happened to him. Yeah. And just like some of us who have been through, I'm going to take it on a spiritual level for a minute, who have been through and endured long suffering. We don't sit around calling ourselves victims like people want to throw out there. Even you guys know that on this person's arm, he has survivor. So miss me with all that BS. Miss me with that. So when we talk about supporting and how things should be done and what this person should say and what they shouldn't say, you need to be mindful about what you're saying. Look at his arm. Look at his elbow. Look at that arm right there. But everybody got all the stents, right? With the stuff that he has been through, I don't even think he would appreciate people running around here questioning certain things. Some of his own family members questioned whether or not he was telling the truth. And I know, because I heard it with my own ears. Hmm. And one would have to ask, why would he lie about something like that, right? So these things, I want to know if people had that same energy and was feeling the same way when he shared his testimony about what happened to him. Were the sentiments the same? Even Tasha K, that came on here and shared her experience. Oprah shared her experience. Monique shared her experience. There are many people that have been through things. And unless they had I can't say wherewithal, because you're a child and you don't even realize that what these people are doing is wrong. You're not sitting down with the journal. Well, let me write this down. On October the 31st of 2020, this person ruptured my hymen. On October 31st of 2020, this person did A, B, or C. Cut that mess out. Cut that mess out. That is so disrespectful. The reality of it all is, if we're going to be truthful, there are very few women who haven't experienced some type of inappropriate activity by someone else. Those who didn't, I consider them to be lucky. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. But fact, just because someone has been through some of these traumatic experiences, that does not mean that they automatically believe. If somebody says something happened to them, they don't automatically believe them. That's putting some stuff out there. That's fake news. That's not good. That's not good. And it's turning people that were actually hurt into villains. You're vilifying them. You're vilifying us. You're vilifying me. There are people in this chat right now that has stuff happen to them. They may be willing to share it. They may not be willing to share it. That's on them. But we have to be honest about this thing because, again, this is part of the reason why I had to back away from a lot of this stuff because I didn't feel like I felt like some people weren't being realistic with a lot of this stuff that was going on. Not so much about what's happening with him, but just the overall process and coming after people about certain things and the way things were getting handled. Like, no, it's not being realistic because you're doing stuff to people that you wouldn't want done to you. You want everybody to give him the benefit of the doubt, and you're not willing to give other people the benefit of the doubt. These are the things that I shy away from. These are the things that I shy away from. Boy, this chat got mighty quiet. But this is my reality. Like I said, hate it, I love it. This is my reality. I want to see if people are going to be honest in this chat. If you know someone, you don't have to say if it's you, but if you know someone that has had to deal with some type of traumatic event, and I'm using touching as the word, if you know someone, you, anybody else, but if you know someone who has been through this type of traumatic event, put a one in the chat. Don't put a one, put a heart in the chat. Two people, three, counting myself, just three. Boy, somebody got off here real quick. So out of the people that's on here, it's only three people that know somebody or have come in contact with somebody that has been touched, that has had full blown stuff happen to them. Only two people in the chat and three making me. Interesting. Very interesting. You were in the woods hitchhiking. Okay, I see three hearts in here now. I understand some people don't want to put something in here because they're trying to stay in the bushes and they don't want people to see them on here while we're having this conversation. But it's real. If you're a guy, so we got four. Right, right. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. And back in the day, it happened way more than what we're seeing now. It just wasn't reported. It wasn't reported. If you're a guy, and I don't know if we have any guys in here, if you are a guy that has dealt with a female that has been through something like that, then you may know better than some of these females that are in here because it takes a toll. It has a lot to do with how you handle your future relationships. It has a lot to do with how you see your own body image. It has a lot to do with whether or not the person feels comfortable being affectionate, whether or not she jumps at different touches, whether or not you have to kind of handle some things with kid gloves because you don't want to trigger anything. And a lot of times, until she gets to the place where she's comfortable enough to let you know, you're just left, you're in a relationship and you know that something is wrong, but you just don't know what that something is. You can't quite put your finger on it. This stuff is real. This stuff is real. And that's what I'm saying. Please don't allow the stuff that's going on with this case. Because at the end of the day, none of us know what happened. He knows, and these people that are saying whatever they say, they know. But don't let whatever feelings you have for this case make you lose all compassion and all understanding when it comes to people that have nothing to do with this case. That's what I'm seeing. But just remember that when you're talking about these so-called victims and the ones that shouldn't be saying this and they shouldn't even have a part in this because they're victims and they shouldn't be able to do this, that the man, the king, is one of these people. He is one of us. Yeah, he's one of us. Came out his own mouth. He's one of us. So is his brother. They're one of us. So when we talk about this support thing, you really got to know what you are stepping into, because everybody can question whether or not this person supports here and this person supports there. Listen, people say if you support, you got to be 100%. Okay, well, support them as a victim. Or in his words, support them as a survivor. Have some empathy for people. You have to be careful about that, because as long as we live in this life, you don't know what you're going to end up going through. You don't know what your children may have to go through. You don't know what your children's children are going to have to go through. You got to be careful with this stuff. You got to be careful with it. The same way I was showing last night how Wendy is going through all this stuff after she's had so much to say about everybody else's situation and laughing at certain things, and even Tasha K having to go through certain things. And I'm not saying it's karma, but what I am saying is that you got to be careful about how you speak on people. You got to be careful about how you speak on things that you have no knowledge of. And Lord knows you don't want to be put in the place where you have personal knowledge of it. You feel me? So whatever people say their truth is, you have to allow them to walk in their own truth. And if they are not being truthful, then that's something that they're going to have to deal with with themselves, and they're going to have to take that up with God. At the end of the day, it's his opinion that matters. That's what matters. That's what matters. So for me, like I said, I'm going to continue to do me. I hope you continue to do you. I've spoken a couple times on brokenness. I don't know if people caught what I was saying when I say our people have grown up. We have known brokenness for a long time. Brokenness is one of those fruits of the spirit. That is the long suffering. Yeah. But that fruit don't even matter right now. Love, patience, kindness. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? We got a lot of growing to do. A lot. Got a lot of growing. And I think we also need to become familiar with what it truly means to be an independent thinker, to have an independent mind. We need to check up on those things, most definitely. I'm going to throw another one at you. Some of us may need to go back and read up on what it means to be a Christian. There's a lot of people claiming it. I'm just saying, don't talk about it, walk about it. And even if you're not, if you just have that fear, as I stated before, there's just some things that you don't do. And you recognize that there are some things that other people don't do and why they may not respond the way that you may choose to respond in certain situations because they have that fear. Why they may not come after people a certain type of way. We have to be true to who we are. Beauty is me. I don't know if, when I say brokenness, I'm not talking about the person that was hurt being broken. I'm talking about broken as a people. Because the fact that we would do this to each other, that's broken. You see what I'm saying? The fact that we would hurt each other like that, that's broken. The fact that we would sit there and intentionally degrade, humiliate, embarrass, undermine the fact that we would do those things intentionally. That's brokenness. The idea of what the Willie Lynch syndrome, I'm saying idea, the components of it, whether it was true or merely mystical, show that we are a broken people. Yeah. That's you should, to take it back to what Priscilla said earlier. The mere fact, and I said I wasn't going to say anything about this, but it fits right now. The mere fact that somebody can show you their paperwork, or in my world it's called a jacket, but someone can show you their paperwork. They can show you their credentials 10, 20, 30 times. And you still refuse to respect that, and all things are still fake, even though you have seen the truth. Like it's not possible for a black woman to have certain degrees or whatever. That's the broken people. And I'm saying that because, again, it's speaking on me. When I go to work, even if I'm not at work, but when I go to work, if I'm doing a conference, if I'm asked to come and speak somewhere, whatever I have going on, and I'm dealing with people outside of YouTube or even people of the other persuasions, I don't have anybody questioning my credentials. They know what it is. But here, my people, yeah, broken. Like this stuff can't really happen in real life. It can't happen in real life. There's a lot of things that happen. You see people on here, they're living decent, they got a decent, not even job, they have a career. And people will try to downplay that. Oh, they don't have this going on. And it's not that they're trying to show stuff off for you. This is their life. This is how they live. This is what they've been working so hard for. In our minds, that is hard for people to see because we have been conditioned to think a certain way. We've been conditioned to think a certain way. Definitely oppression, Ed. Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. And the thing is, though, and I'm going to be honest, oh my gosh. I told you guys my sister went back to school, so she's in a doctorate program now, although she's a nurse practitioner. Well, she's a family nurse practitioner. Had her own business and everything. She's going back to school now to get her doctorate. Most nurses don't do that. You only have a few to do it. You have certain people that whenever they come to the practice that she works at, you know, our people, they rather see the Caucasian nurse practitioner, not realizing that chocolate sister is the only nurse practitioner in there. So you either gonna see her or you gonna have to go somewhere else. Our people, our folks, our folks. You have people that come on here, people interview them. They'll come, maybe drop some little knowledge in the chat or whatever, and they may be G2G. Hey, hey. You'll see them dropping some jewels up in the chat, and they're not telling you that they're a professional in this particular area, but if you look, then you know that they are a professional. They know some things in this particular area, and people will go and call them a bald-faced lie and act like they do not know what they're talking about, and they giving you the game. They're telling you about the stuff because that's what they work in, but you won't take it from them. But let it come from one of these folks over here. I'm just saying. And people running towards it. People running. People are running. This is the kind of stuff we do. You got your brother over here. He's an electrician. He's a master electrician. Like, he's been doing this. You got this guy of another persuasion over here. He's been an apprentice. He's been in an apprenticeship program. He didn't go and get any formal training. He just had some on-the-job training. Maybe been doing it for a year and a half. You got this master over here. He's been doing it for 20 years or more. You go when you look at both of these brothers. You see this guy named over here is Malik. This guy over here, his name is, who knows? I was about to say Baron. Let me not use that name. I'll just say John. I ain't messing with Malik. I can tell he black. Y'all know how black people do with business. See, we like to put stuff on all these other people. We don't call ourselves out on the mess that we do. That's why I say you have to do you. Because most of the time, it's your own that tries to stifle your growth. It's your very own. You see what's happening with Tasha K and what's the guy's name, Storm Monroe, right now? She mentored that guy. She mentored him. He has never denied that. And now that she see that he has catapulted forward, now there's a problem. Now she has to get the accolades and remind people that she was the one that mentored him and get all this stuff stirred up. This is what our folks do. And if I was talking to Storm, I would tell him the same thing. Baby, do you. You already gave her kudos for helping you understand what this game was all about. You know, Never forget who helped you out, but go about your business and do you. She'll be all right. She will be all right. And if she's not, that's no longer your concern. Just not. So I just feel that at the end of the day, we have to continue to practice mindfulness and be aware of what is going on around us, what is going on inside of us. We have to be mindful. And again, we have to make sure that we don't allow anyone or anything to compromise our peace. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. When it gets to the place, same old, when it gets to the place where you feel that someone or something is attempting to compromise your peace, then it's time for you to move on. It is time for you to make some informed decisions. You might have to make some hard decisions. But either way, you got to make a decision. Understand that God did not put you here, and yeah, I'm going to say this. Y'all don't like it, I'm sorry. God did not put you here for you to allow people to beat up on you. He did not put you here for you to allow other people to take advantage of you. He did not put you here for you to allow people to abuse you. And he didn't put them here to do it. It's a decision that they have decided to do. So as I have said in a previous video, you have to take your power back. The only reason why someone may have power over you is because you handed it to them. You got to take it back. You got to take it back. Unapologetically. Take it back, snatch it back, and don't apologize for it. Because they didn't apologize when they took it. That's what it is. And I mean that unapologetically. In the grand scheme of things, you have to remember that you don't owe anybody anything. And those who say that they are loyal, that loyalty only goes so far. It only goes so far. Don't stand around and be somebody's yes man. Beauty is me, I agree. I agree. I agree. And that's why when certain things happen and people, Dr. Rogers, you got to do something. You got to do something. And I tell you, that is not my fight. That's not my fight. I know what my fight is. Other people have to just sit back and so that they'll understand what their fight is. Keep saying enough is enough. Like enough is enough. You know? When I say people don't realize that sometimes they allow Pat, I had 4.5 hours. I got less than an hour to go now. I have 4.5 hours. Um, you can't allow evil to use you. It's like when something calms down in one place, people don't realize that they are being used to create chaos in another place. You got to recognize when you're being used. And don't just recognize it, correct it. Again, take your power back. I had my thumb out the past back up. I'm sorry. Look, I get on this interstate, it's on and popping. You hear me? It's on and popping. So that's what it is, y'all. We gotta continue to love each other, even when folks, you know, do us dirty. We still, hey, still gotta love them anyway. We gotta love them anyway. Try your best not to hold grudges against people. You know, that shortens your life. It doesn't shorten theirs. That's your health. Don't give them power over that either. But if y'all don't get anything else out of this video, I'm hoping that you keep reminding yourself that regardless of what happens, you have to continue to do you. Millionaire, what's going on? What's going on? You have to continue to do you. No matter what happens, no matter what's said, no matter who comes after you, no matter what they said, you did, he did, they did, we did, whatever, you have to continue to do you. That's true beauty. That's real true. All right. That is so true. We get one life, y'all. Look, I'm gonna need y'all to talk to each other for a minute, and I'll be right back. sorry. Appreciate you guys for holding on with me. Y'all have to let me know if my volume is good. Are we still in here? Alright. Alright. Hold on. So y'all just gonna sit there like that and don't move? That's what we're doing now? Okay. Alright. Sound like that. So yeah, if you guys don't get it's hot in here. Don't get anything outside of this, just remember to continue doing what you do. Continue to utilize the gift or gifts. I don't know where in the world my chapstick is. That's why I gotta keep putting lip gloss on, y'all. I got a complex if my lips not moisturized. I'm telling y'all, I need some. Where's my chapstick? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Ooh, Jesus, thank you. Continue to utilize whatever gifts you have been. I appreciate you. Y'all held it down. Y'all held it down. Thank you. Use whatever gift you were blessed with. I wanted to try. Maybe enjoy this extra. Maybe one. And I had this suspended from violating. The other said I had an account that I never enrolled for. Let me tell y'all something. All jokes aside. Let me tell y'all something. Like, all jokes aside. For real, for real. For my regular job, I actually got injured at work. So I was out of work for a couple years shy of 2 years. So it was well over a year and a half. I can say 2 years. And I started doing my YouTube stuff during this time. That's why I had so much time on my hands. I was actually out on workers' comp. And for the first year, I was confused. Oh, you coming to Myrtle Beach? Come on down to Horry County. Let me know when you come down. Let me know. For the first year, it was taking so long for them to get my workers' comp and stuff done, and the agency was fighting me on some stuff or whatever. So I had to go that first year without getting my regular pay. So I thank God had my coaching stuff. Um, so I did whatever. I was still able to do whatever I needed to do. But like a few months in, and I know some people they love it. I got tired of staying home because I was doing my coaching on the phone. I do the coaching online. I teach classes online. I don't have to leave the house. But I got so tired staying home. And I had already done every darn project that I could have possibly done. Like there was nothing else for me to do. I had them ran out of projects to do. I am telling y'all, and if y'all ever talk to Spit and Fire, she can attest to it. I was like, okay, I gotta find something to do. And one of my trips that I had to take, we had to use Uber and Lyft so much. I was like, yo, these people are making a killing. And I said, I'm going to do it. And as I was talking to the sisters, and they were like, you're not going to do it. I said, yes, I am. Because I'm looking, and I'm like, shoot, well, I can coach people. I can even get new clients. Okay, that's what I'm telling y'all. The hustle is real. So I saw somebody here talking about DoorDash and all that stuff. I did Uber and Lyft. Okay? I did it out of my car and my truck. Some of the times I was talking to y'all when I was doing it. I still have the ability to do it. I just don't want to do it in Georgia because I don't know these people. But when I saw somebody put that in there, now by the time I started doing it, I was already getting my pay. Actually, I was already getting my pay. But it gave me something to do. So when I see people say that they can't go out and do something, or they can't find a job here, they can't find a job there, I'm sitting here because old girl been a hustler since she was a tot. Since I was a tater tot, I have been a hustler. So the thing is, I was real specific with the areas that I chose to cruise in. Whatever day, I actually let some folks set up some appointments for doctor's visits, going to the oh Lord, to get there. I'm drawing a complete blank. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, for people with diabetes, pick up aluminum cans and sell. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. We did that too. Because we had a soda machine when we stayed at, and man, it was on and popping. But this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Now, when it comes to my personal, I don't let people know my business. I don't let people know my business. Because I know that you have some people that will be happy for you, and some people try to block your blessings. So whenever I'm getting something that's like really getting something, I don't let people know what I'm doing. Don't let people know nothing. So y'all get more of an inside scoop than the people that know me. But I can tell you, sitting in there, I said if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Y'all getting to drive, and the little girl and the little boy. Little girl I drove during the week. If I did some little days during the week, the little boy, I drove on the weekend because that's when everybody went out. So they got a little luxury ride. And I handled that accordingly because I said if I'm going to do it, we're going to do it. Put a little basket in there, snacks, water. Shoot, I even had ponchos, okay? Emergency ponchos for those rainy days. Y'all, just from doing that little stuff, I was pulling 5, 6, and it may not be a lot, because I know people that stay in bigger areas, they make more. But for our area, we've only had Uber and Lyft. Lyft like maybe a year and a half. Uber right at 2 years. So this is still all new. But I was making $500 or $600 a week, and sometimes just on a Saturday because I was located near the racetrack. You talking about $400, and that could be from 2 trips. So I'm sitting up here and I'm like, listen, you let that money sit right where it is. Let that money sit right where it is. Now I had some people that I don't know how they found out because I'm pretty sure they didn't tell them. You need to stop that. That's not safe. That's not, and there's always a risk whenever you're picking up people, most definitely. But I'm just a firm believer that God has the final say. He has the final say. So if I would have listened to the people that were telling me, no, don't, then I still would have been sitting home twiddling my thumbs trying to figure out something to do. Probably would have tried to start another business or something. Something I did not need to do. But the thing is, the same people that were saying, no. Now you're coming to, okay, well, how do I do that? Now you want to do. You see how people work. That's why I tell you, do you. Do you, boo-boo. Do you. Dude, I was trying to see if I still had my, well, let me darn. Want to do it? Where in the world did that come from? Okay. I always got a ram in the bush, ain't it? I don't know where that came from. But I kept my little extra protection with me, which that still, if somebody wants to do something, stuff can still happen, but you just do what you do. You do what you do. You got to go. You're trying to pay your house off early. You're trying to go ahead and get that car paid for. Like, whatever it is, we're working right now. My mom wants her house paid off in 5 years. Darn it, we're going to get this house paid off in 5 years. So whatever it takes to make sure that her house is paid off in 5 years so she can go and retire, consider it done. So if I got to go ahead, and I probably still won't drive in Georgia now. I come home and drive. But if that's what I need to do, then those coins will be her coins. That's how you do you. Don't care about what other people think. Don't care about what they say. Just don't. Just don't. You got to do. Beauty is me. I just got a post office box. It's not too bad on Pico, but downtown, like around the like downtown, the CNN Center and all that stuff. Um, yeah, they drive a little crazy. They drive a little crazy. Um, all of them drive crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's manageable though. But I don't think most of them can drive. That's just my personal opinion, especially when it's raining. But yeah, it's not too hard to navigate through. If you leaving, you just got to give yourself extra time. Cause like it seems like they have an accident like every 5 miles. Some little fender bender. Um, so let me get back. Beauty is me. I just got a post office box, and I'm gonna be posting the post office box up here maybe Monday. Monday or Tuesday. I get to keep. I post it up here. If you want to send me a sample for me to promote, then I'll gladly do that. So just let me know, and I'll give you the information if you're trying to get that out there. And that goes for anybody. That's why I got the post office box, because I had people trying to send me stuff, and especially after this stuff that just happened, I'm not giving out my home address. I'm just not giving out my home address, period. Not that you asked for it, but so I will be putting my post office box up here for people that want to send samples in or whatever. If you want me to promote it or, give you a little shout out or, do a little ad or something on it to put it out there, I would definitely do that. Like I said, I'm starting to do stuff different on my channel. And run the channel the way that it's supposed to be ran. Like, that's what it is. And you know how I feel about my hair and stuff like that. So, let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and give you the breakdown of my profile, okay? So, so I grew up with psoriasis, right? So, psoriasis on the scalp. So I have to use products that for people that are sensitive. Now, I don't think I have psoriasis anymore, but I still have a sensitive scalp. Okay? I'm not 100% natural. I get a perm a year. That sounds crazy, right? I get a perm a year. I get one perm a year. So, and that's just manageable because of the thyroid stuff and all that, because it changes your hair texture. So I'm giving you my profile, right? So whatever you got for that, I promise you, if you got some good product, I will put it out there. I will definitely put it out there. Just let me know. Let me know, and I put it out there. The people in my group that they be making a killing off of my recipes, so I take them down there. Why are you giving people your recipes? See, you about to change this topic to something completely different. Why are you giving people the ingredients for your product? You about to make me fuss on here. I knew we went too long without buffering. Yeah, I have eczema too. It's good to help people out, you know. But I don't know if you watched the Madam C.J. Walker movie. People will steal your products and claim them as their own. Okay, I'm just saying. If they think that the ingredients work that good, they need to buy the product. Business 101. If they think they work that good, they need to buy the product. And I know that may sound ugly, but that's business. They need to buy the product. I'm just saying. They need to buy the product. Yeah. Gotta buy it. See, they're making it. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking See what I'm talking about? Business. Again, all this goes back to doing you. Okay, when I first started my printing company, okay, I've always been interested in that kind of stuff, so it's nothing. Where did you get most of them from? While I'm waiting on Pico to answer that, when I started my printing stuff, and I was just using like small equipment and stuff, and I'm putting stuff out. I'm putting out shirts, okay, people buying, and then you have those, and they say, well, I'm interested in doing something too. Can you show me how to do such and such? Or they'll hit me up. Well, what kind of machine do you use? He's stealing. Oh wow. What kind of machine do you use for this? Or how do you do such and such? And I'm really careful about doing stuff, and I don't mind helping people. But I push onto the game a little bit, but I never tell you like all the equipment that I use for my stuff. Now, they started going down people that were regular for me, because all my stuff is custom. Alright, we through buffering. I'm not gonna go and just take somebody else's ideas and run with them because I don't want anybody taking mine. But what I started seeing is, I saw pictures from my website that were on other people's Facebook pages, and I'm that's my design. Okay, whatever. Um, and then I saw some of the designs that I did. I saw people wearing some designs that I made, and they would tag the person that made the stuff for them. And I'm like, you know what? So that's why I say you have to be careful with that, because you mean well and you really want to help people out, but you have to be careful with that as well. But I had to let them know, and you may end up having to do the same thing. Like, I helped you, but I did not give you permission to copy any of my work. Period. Listen, there's room at the table for everybody, but when it comes to something that I work hard for, or work hard on putting together, I did not give you permission to copy my work. So that's what I'm saying. It's good to go, help people. You want to give them a little sample size or whatever, good. But no, don't ever reveal your ingredients, because everybody's looking for a come up some way or the other, and they have a right to do so. But you got to be careful. You got to be more careful, because these folks don't care. They ask, well, do you have a patent on this? And did you? They ask them before they go and get the patent. They done on your stuff, on your stuff. That's all I'm saying. I had a organization that I work for. I ain't calling no names. But I created a program to be used in that organization and for similar organizations. And when I say create a program, I literally went, I had to go and do research. I had to do surveys. I had to write up the stats for it. I had to do a report. I mean, I did it like I was doing a full-blown paper for school, hypothesis and everything. And I ended up getting it approved. I got it approved by the big wigs. I got it approved by the big wigs in D.C. They loved it, right? So, again, when I say created, I created manuals, instructor manuals. I created student manuals. I created worksheets, handouts for it. I created everything. Everything. The program name, the logo. I literally drew the logo. I did. Hold up, y'all. we did the program. It was successful. It is still successful. Um, but while I was gone, uh, the organization, I'll just say the organization, the organization took my work and presented it to some other people as their own. They literally took my manuals. They only had copies. They didn't have my hard copy because I never gave up all the stuff because it was to be. I did it there because I wanted to, but went to other people. They were going to have to buy the license for it. They removed my name, the research that I had at the beginning, the specific places where I did the research at, and like they removed everything from the book, like I didn't create it. True story. True story. And presented it to an even bigger agency as if they created it. True story. Luckily, someone from a sister agency saw it, was familiar with was familiar with me because I actually met her at I'll say willful. I know y'all don't know what that means, but at a conference in DC a couple years ago, and she was familiar with my work, and she called me. So I found out that they were pitching this and even got approval. The people were loving it, but they pitched it as their own. So I had to go and do some quick moves, like really, really quick, and go and get the copyright put on there and make sure that it was logged in the office in DC and all this stuff, and make sure that the logo, make sure everything had a copyright on it. And so I'm saying that to say this. You have to protect your stuff. Now, for me, my programs are my livelihood. Like, I do good with my print stuff, but me writing programs for businesses and companies and organizations for, like, their training and for classes that they have, and that's where the bulk of my money comes from. So when you take one of my programs and make it as your own, now you messing with the church's money. Thank God somebody saw what they were doing and they knew that what they were doing was wrong. But still, at the end of the day, people don't care. Everybody's trying to come up. And what this boiled down to was somebody that was trying to get a higher position within an agency, and they were basically trying to get kudos and were trying to show that they were able to produce or they were familiar with producing programs, with developing and implementing programs. And the person wasn't even there when I actually implemented the program. So they couldn't explain how the program worked. But the big wigs came down, saw the program working, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. But this is how people would do it in business stuff. People are dirty. People are really dirty when it comes to certain business dealings whenever they, see a place where they can get ahead. And a lot of folks don't care about your feelings or whatever. If you didn't put the proper paperwork on whatever you're doing, they will take your mess. They will take your mess. Now, luckily, I got out in front of that before it went too far. But I know better. It should have never got to that point. It should have never got to that point. Never. So, again, one of the good things out of the situation is, and beauty is me, I would say, because I always try to find the good in the situation. So one of the good things out of that situation is I had to pat myself on the back because the program was banging, okay? And I created that baby. I birthed that baby. So I had to give myself some kind of credit for that. So I'm saying the same thing to you. If you have created a product and it's good enough that people want to copy it, that people are going and making your product, taking your product and they're selling it as their own, then you have to You got to go and get that paperwork done and handle that because, like I said, some people just, they're not going to do right. They're not going to do right. So you can just post a kid, they'll say that looks good. You might see it, and I did. I made a collage with the family for the family there. Well, that's what people do. That's what people do. It's sad, and I don't know if people really mean any harm by it. I feel like they are just, they're not taking the time to tap into their own creativity. That's what I'm thinking. Um, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look. But you, we, us, we all have to make sure that we do better the next time, so that we won't find ourselves caught in a situation where, you know, you know, because folks will get you. They will get you. They will get you. So even with the printing stuff, with the shirts and all that stuff, it was like so many people that were doing it. I had to find something that would set my business apart from other businesses. So I actually started selling in my store. I started a collection of, I can't even think of the name of it, but like old school dresses and stuff like that. I cannot, retro. I started like a retro collection. So I added that in my store. Some things I would put stuff on, some things I wouldn't. And I also, instead of just doing like regular stuff for people, I started targeting businesses, new companies that were trying to get their branding and stuff together. Um, and so, because part of my coaching, I actually help businesses with startups. I just added all that into it. So the people that needed like promotional products and different type of marketing materials and stuff like that, I started doing their stuff and just making it part of a package. Somebody that's trying to create their own clothing line or something like that, I started marketing to those people to help them get their stuff off the ground. And I still did the, like little orders that people said or whatever that they wanted to customize stuff, but I started marketing the businesses. And that was something that I knew the other people couldn't do because they didn't have the proper equipment for it. They were still, using like the little I forgot what you call the little company. Um, but the little stuff you can get out of Hobby Lobby and stuff like that. So you have to find something that's going to set yourself apart. Even if they copied your stuff, there's still something that you can do to set yourself apart, because at the end of the day, even if somebody copies you, and we know that imitation is the highest form of flattery, but you go and switch something up. Even if you change one ingredient, even if you just change the fragrance of something, like switch something up, the labeling, like whatever it is that makes your stuff stand out from what other people are doing, especially when they took your word. Just saying. Folks don't know how to act. We don't know how to act. But whatever you do, whatsoever you do you. Woo! I'm in Florence. Woo-hoo. Don't stop, get it, get it. So yeah, little combo on that. Everything just comes back to doing you. Let people do what they do. You press on regardless of what they do. You know, If they were really for you, then things would end up working themselves out. If not, it is what it is. You be thankful for the experience and you keep on pushing. That's all you can do. So, but anywho, you guys got to go do a little family time. I got to go get my stepson today. He's been, Lord have mercy. So we're gonna have a little fun with that today. When we come back, I was gonna do it last night, but because we had all that buffering and all that stuff going on, I don't know how many Black Panther fans that we have out here, but y'all know South Carolina, we love Black Panther. You heard me? So I came across some Black Panther action figures, and I know that at this point they are going to be collector's items, and I'm gonna give one of those away. I'm gonna give one of those away. I have a couple of them. I have one that was bought for me. It was real special, real special. So that one won't be given away. But I have a few others that I was gonna hold on to because people know I am a Black Panther fan. Panthers, Carolina Panthers, Black Panther, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give one of those away. I don't know if anybody would actually be interested in it, but like I said, I know it's gonna be a collector's item with him passing and everything. So probably on the next live, we'll give one away. I had started seeing a lot of stuff out Instagram. Beauty is me. I'm telling you, like you can share stuff with people, but never give all your ingredients away. Yeah, that's what happened with KFC. Just saying. But y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I got like 30 more minutes before I get home. I appreciate you guys riding with me and keeping me company on these highways and byways. I would stay on, but I know it's gonna really buffer. If you think it's buffer now, it's gonna really buffer. Um, so I appreciate you. Again, if you like any other content on this video, please like. Please like. And the good thing is with this one, we actually have more likes right now than people in the chat. So that's a good thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please, please subscribe. Please subscribe. You'll be glad you did. And if you are interested in becoming a certified diamond, the church doors are always open, and you will be welcomed with open arms by our beautiful dimes. I don't know why I keep saying so many things. What you saying, Pico? Lord, he about to keep me on here. What you saying? Oh, see, I just realized I left my candy home. I left my candy home for the trunk or treat. I got to go get some more candy. Ah, dang it. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Pico, you gonna elaborate? Okay. Um. So depending depending on what time I get back tomorrow, I may do it tomorrow. I'm not sure. It depends on what time I get back to GA. But I'm definitely interested. Definitely interested to hear what you have to say. All right, guys. I got to go get some more candy. Because the babies got to get the candy. They got saying babies. All of the grown people like they trick or treating. But yeah, I got to go get some more candy and get my Jesus, not Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. Get my Minnie Mouse on. You know, this one part of it, dog. This one part of it. So I got to get my Minnie Mouse on. You know, and get crunk with the kids. They get crunk. They get crunk. So that's what I will be doing for the rest of the day. I'm gonna get crunk with the babies. You heard me? Yes, yes. So yeah. So we'll do that. You know, we give them a little the candy and stuff, and then we give them like hot dogs and stuff like that. And then our little crew, you know, we eat after everything is over. And we actually have a costume contest for the grown folks. So all the grown people that are part of our organization, we actually have a costume contest and we have a best trunk contest, trunk or treat. So yeah, we have a contest for who has the best trunk and who has the best costume. I ain't even trying to win this year. I ain't about that life this year. I will just be a judge, okay? But I might record a little bit of that to let you guys see. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to turn out this year since the kids have to stay in the car because that's one of the best parts of the trunk or treat is, you know, getting with the kids and just having fun with them. So we'll see how this works. Anyway, I will get back with you guys later. Animal on shoulder. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.